Hi, hello, welcome to Kit and Kajira Gaming. Welcome if you are new. You can call me KK, and today I am finally doing a speed build for Belle and Beast Castle. This castle has been sitting in my Forest of Valor for God knows how long. I'm pretty certain since they came to the game, and I am just now getting around to decorating since we have the option for multiplayer. So of course now my valley has to look pristine for when people come to visit. So let's go ahead, let's get started. This was filmed over the course of like 2 days because I had to wait for the screw shop to reset so that I could purchase some items that I was missing. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're starting in this upper corner of the Forest of Valor. This is basically right where you come off the ramp from the plaza. And as you can see, I already have a small build here. This little build of like this little enchanted piano dining area. I actually built when I was doing the Wally Dapper quest. So I'm going to leave this here. I actually like how this looks outside the castle. And I am making it canon that this is where Belle and Beast go to entertain guests for a front courtyard something. So first I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to try and make my pathway from the castle out to where this little seating area is. I do have to change this up quite a bit, moving some trees. I end up changing the pathway a little bit just because of how things ended up laying out. I couldn't get the bushes to line up properly. I really wish after the update they did add some sort of way to filter this, like filter it by alphabetical or something other than just, hey, I'm going to select a color. So maybe that'll come in a future patch. So I'm taking this lion statue from the Beauty and the Beast collection, and this is one of the reasons why I had to wait until the following day to film, because I needed the other one. I'm only making 12 of these wrought iron fencing. This takes so many iron ingots, and I didn't want the whole place to be surrounded with this fencing, but I do like that kind of regal feeling it gives just in the front, especially when it gets flanked by these lions. And I'm going to play with the trees a bit. These trees end up moving. Everything ends up moving. Ignore that glitch. I don't know what keeps going on with Dreamlight Valley. Every time I kind of zoom in or zoom out the wrong way, it teleports me to the other side of my map. Does anybody else have this happen? Generally, when I do decorate, I try to keep the flora native to the biome, but I also ended up using Frosted Heights bushes here too, because Frosted Heights is just on the other side of the bridge. And I think it just adds that little touch of color that you would see naturally in a garden. Now, like I said, this little entry courtyard changes quite a bit, and this was probably the longest part, was getting this courtyard to sit properly. I was just trying to make sure that everything was centered, and since things on Dreamlight Valley don't naturally center, this took quite a while. So I am placing this Mickey wrought iron archway here that you can craft in the crafting station right outside of those gates. I love how that looks. Yes, it's not as classy as Beauty and the Beast, but I do think it gives a nice touch. And like I said, since I didn't want the wrought iron gate to go all the way around, I decided to put hedges to block off the rest of the area. When I think of castles, I think like tall hedges and lots of floral, and I just wanted this nice florally vibe. And here we go. This is where I was showing that I had to adjust things. So to get things where I wanted with this hedge, I had to move the castle. I had to move the pathway. I had to move all of those bushes that I just did. It was a wreck. If you guys hear my rooster, I'm sorry. Like I've been saying in the past couple of videos, I have a house chicken. So he is now apparently my little mantra, because having to edit out his crows every couple seconds makes for a very, very bad video. So please enjoy my cute little rooster. And if you guys are wanting to see what my house chicken looks like, head on over to our Discord. It is linked down below, and you can find him under, I think it's the Furry Pets channel. He is actually not so much a chicken as he is closely related to a turkey. He is a bantam exotic game fowl, so at full grown, he is about 10 to 12 inches tall and about a hand width wide. He is not a very big chicken. He's actually really cute, and he follows us like a dog. He is so cute. He's just really loud and obnoxious sometimes. So on the left and right of the castle, I am putting the enchanted gazebo, and then on the other side, I'm putting Belle and Beast. I think it's their like romantic dinner thing. It's a thing you had to craft for one of their quest lines, and I just thought it was a nice little nod to when Beast wanted to have a cute dinner with Belle. So I am having to move a bunch of stuff to try and find it. And like I said, this would be a lot easier if they had things sorted alphabetically. I am adding the topiaries to either side. These topiary mazes are so cool. They're huge. I've had these in my inventory since they came to Scrooge's shop a couple of months ago. And this is the first time I'm actually getting to pull them out. And I do like how they look. I just hate that they take up so much space. So I am using the Beast floral pillars, and I'm going to flank all four corners of the entryway. And this was the other part where I had to wait. I had to get the fourth pillar as well from Scrooge's shop, but currently I had, at the time, used up all of my buying power, which I wish they would do away with. I don't like that we're limited to the number of times we can buy items from Scrooge's shop. I think it should just be if you run out of money, then you can stop buying stuff. Maybe eventually in the future they'll do that. I'm not entirely sure what their purpose is now for preventing us from buying as much stuff as we want, but maybe devs will have a reason for this later on. So this little corner that I am closing off with the smaller hedge, I tried initially doing it with the square topiaries because they were smaller and I thought that they would look better, and they didn't. So to kind of hide the very glaringly obvious size difference in these hedges, I'm just going to surround it with a bunch of trees. This was probably one of my quickest builds. I think this entire build from start to finish, including having to craft my items, took me about 40 minutes. So that's not bad. 40 minutes, you know, I got this. I could do this. Most of my other builds take me quite a few many hours because I do go back and forth, and I end up using a lot of flora in my other builds, but this one I wanted to keep very regal. I wouldn't suspect a castle to be like completely covered with trees everywhere, so I just kept it very simple and minimalist with these bushes and the topiaries. And of course the perpetual rain in the valley as I continue this the next day with my one added pillar and my table, my enchanted rose, my lion statue, and all the tall candelabras that you will see me place. Now remember when I said that the pathway was the most obnoxious part of this build. These candelabras are the most obnoxious part of this build. The collision around the castle is so large I couldn't get them close enough to the castle to illuminate the way I wanted it to. And with as small of the areas I'm decorating, putting the candelabras along the pathway where I initially wanted them made it harder for my character to get around, which you will see me go in and out of furniture mode to test running around with and without daylight, just to see how it looks, because I wanted that nice ethereal glow. And as you can see, I got stuck. So I have to move things and reposition things, and I'm really glad I didn't end up scrapping this whole idea, because I absolutely love how this came out at the end with the tall candelabras. I just wish that the collision field around the castle wasn't so large. Like, what is the purpose of having it that large? None of the other houses or the player houses or the NPC houses have this large of a collision. So I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it's quite obnoxious. Like, as you can see how far away I am from the castle. I'm about a good 4 brick clicks, maybe 5 brick clicks away from the castle, and I can't get my candelabras any closer. Doing a quick run around, making sure that I can get through the entire thing. Nope, I'm stuck again. Yep, just stuck. So this is where we have to rearrange these lions. And I didn't like the way that the candelabras looked right behind them. So I end up changing their position, and it came out beautifully. So let's get ready for our walkthrough. One last run around just to make sure everything fit. Alright guys, so here we go doing our walkthrough of Belle and Beast Castle in the perpetual reign of the valley. So like I mentioned at the beginning, this little setup right here I did when I was doing my Dapper Wally quest, and it is canon in my head that Belle and Beast entertain people in the front courtyard, and they reserve the courtyard in the castle just for them. So we have a couple of small tables with some small candelabras, this piano, and of course a table in the back with some sweets. And if we go ahead and follow the pathway up to the wrought iron gates that is flanked with their loyal lion statues, and we come with the Mickey wrought iron archway, their wrought iron fencing, and the candelabra view. I absolutely adore this view. This is such a beautiful view. So let's go ahead and do a nice slow walkthrough with my flowery capybara trailing behind me. And of course we have their 3-tiered floral fountain in the center with the topiary mazes on the side. And this just looks so romantic to me. I love the way the candles flicker, even in the rain. Now, when we come to the castle, if we veer off to the right, we will come to the elegant gazebo with this is actually a writing desk, not a table, but it does contain the enchanted rose, the one rose that brought Belle and Beast together. So a little homage to their love story. And then if we go back to the front of the castle and then veer to the left, following the pathway, we do come to their romantic dining set. I do, when I do my builds, make sure that I am able to access all resources. So of course the mining node is still accessible from this area, and any spawn points that typically spawn in this area I am able to access. And when we leave the dining area, we're just going to follow the pathway back and back out the main entrance. And like I said, this is a quick build. It is very simple, but it also leaves an air of elegance to their design anyway. And I absolutely love this picturesque scene right here. This is so stunning. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this speed build, even if it is quite a bit late because we're already at the star path and Belle and Beast was last update a few months ago. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord, links down below, and hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and the thumbs up button for more cozy game content. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.